From the studios here at CATV6 and RobinHoodRadio.com, welcome once again to what it says right behind me, Simply Sports. My name is Andy Williams. Thank you once again for tuning in. What's the date today? Oh yeah, February 12th. Excuse me. February the 12th, and we're already halfway through February.
Valentine's Day's coming.
I hate that day.
Ooh.
I don't like Valentine's Day.
Why?
Bad memories. We're not going to get into it.
It's a happy day.
No, it ain't no happy day. One of the most overrated holidays of all time. But anyway, but that's coming from me. Anywho, couple of happy birthdays coming out. Happy birthday on Friday to my friends Liz Avery, Corey Hassig, and my queen, Jessica Kane. And on Monday, I believe Monday, is my good friend Ian Riley's birthday. And on Tuesday, for our friends in Hawaii, or my friend in Hawaii, Harley Kidd. So happy birthday goes out to all of my friends. Okay. Got a decent amount on the plate today. Once again, last week, my 100th show. Thank you very much to Willie Hallahan for coming in and doing a very, very good interview about the SWASA ski jumps. And it's another year in the books. Congratulations goes out to Evan Nichols for winning in the Junior Nationals on this past Sunday, for jumping a near record 71 meters off the jump. Now, for those of you that are kind of going from metric to feet, that's roughly 220 something feet, roughly. So that's a pretty long way going 55 miles an hour down a very steep jump. So congratulations goes to Evan Nichols. And we look forward to next year, the 95th edition, which is now going to be the Junior Nationals, because every 5 years, Salisbury hosts the Junior Nationals. But a great turnout, not just Friday night where the weather held, for the target jumping and the dog sled race. And congratulations goes out to the Vikings. I believe I called that one. Saturday, near record turnout. And then Sunday, a great turnout to see the finals. Just a great weekend once again overall, put up by SWASA. 2 thumbs up. And thank you once again to Willie Hallahan. Staying local, congratulations goes out to the Housatonic girls basketball team for making the state tournament once again. Right now they currently sit, I believe, at 8-7. They do have an outside chance of hosting a state tournament game if they finish somewhere about, if they win 3 of their last 5 games. So, moving to something I haven't really talked about all year. And it's weird that I haven't talked about this because it just hasn't really come up, even though it is a really big story. And with March Madness coming, it needs to be talked about. And that's college basketball, men's college basketball. Right now, in the men's game, you have Baylor, who's number 1. Excuse me. You have San Diego State, who I believe is undefeated. You have Dayton with 1 loss. And you have all these teams that are kind of sandwiched in, like Kansas, Duke, Florida State. You know, all these teams that are just right there condensed. You have roughly I can actually say this for a fact. You could have upwards between 30 to 40 teams win the NCAA tournament this year. That's how wide open this field is. 860-824-4200, 860-824-4200 to get a hold of me live here in the studio. So you have a field right now. You don't know who's really on, who's going to be a 1 seed or a 2 seed at all. Because every time you think you have things figured out, a top team loses. Duke versus North Carolina on this past Saturday night was a wildly entertaining game. Just to show you, the all-time wins and losses going into that game was dead even. It was 73 apiece. And guess how many points they scored apiece? The exact same. You can't make that stat up. Game happens in Chapel Hill. North Carolina is outplaying Duke. North Carolina has lost 10 games this year under Roy Williams. That is unheard of. They have outplayed them the whole game. And then in the last, 6 minutes of regulation, they make a grand total of 5 free throws? Really? They shoot, 35% from the line? And Duke comes all the way back from 12 down at one point, forces overtime, goes ahead by 2 possessions, goes down by 2 possessions. They tie the game, and then they hit a game winner. And that right there, that specific game, that one little game, even though it's not really a little game since it's a rivalry game, sums up what college basketball has been like on the men's side. You have about 20, you have literally, and this is not an exaggeration, you literally have between 25 to 40 teams that could win the tournament this March. And then you go back to the second tier, and there's another 25 to 40 teams that are just sitting on the bubble, trying to get an at-large. So that's how wild and crazy this college men's basketball season has been thus far. And it's only going to get crazier because the next 3 weeks, it's crunch time before you head into championship week, and then Selection Sunday. And there's going to be a lot of nervous teams sitting around the television hoping to get their name called. So it's going to be interesting to see. On the women's side, the UConn women they have lost yet again. They have 3 losses this year. They lost to Baylor, they've lost to Oregon, and they lost to South Carolina. All 3 teams by more than 15 points. And all the media around is saying, oh my God, what's wrong with UConn? Oh my gosh, it's the end of the world as we know it. And Gino Auriemma absolutely hit the nail right on the head after his team lost by 18 Monday night to South Carolina. They got outplayed, they got out-hustled, and they lost. But he's looking at the bigger picture. As long as they get a spot in the NCAA tournament, which I think they will, and they're there at the end of the day. Now, as a 1 seed, I don't know. I don't see a 1 seed for the Huskies. I think right now you have South Carolina, you have Baylor, and you have Oregon as Sherlock 1 seeds. But after that, the last 1 seed you don't know. Maybe UConn flips a switch, wins out, and they get a 1 seed. But let's calm down a little bit. I think also, too, what we need to look at is that, to be quite honest, we have been spoiled since 1995. For the last 25 years, UConn women has been the excellence in women's basketball. The University of Connecticut has been the hub of women's basketball. It has. And it has to come to a point, too, much like when you see Alabama football, not the last couple of years, you see them beginning to slip a little bit. The dynasty of Nick Saban beginning to slip. Golden State, their dynasty, slipping, or has slipped. The Patriots, is this the beginning of the end? Could this be the start of maybe a back to normalcy for the UConn women? Because they haven't won the national championship in a few years. Let's be honest. They haven't. And maybe the UConn girls are starting to come back to reality. And maybe teams are beginning to figure out how to play Gino Auriemma and his schemes. Maybe teams are starting to figure it out. Did we ever think about that? So, 860-824-4200, 860-824-4200 to get me live here in the studio. Baseball. Okay. Somebody mentioned this to me the other day, and I had to see it for myself. And I couldn't believe what I was seeing. But a proposed plan for the 2022, starting in 2022, in 2 years, Major League Baseball wants to extend playoff teams from 5 to 7 in each league. But that is not the thing I'm particularly angry about. Yes, I'm angry about this. Because why don't you just keep it normal? Now, yes, it's cool to see a second wild card team. The 5 teams in there. That's okay. You can get away with that. But now to branch it out to 7 in each league doesn't make any sense. And then, so here's how it works. If I get this correct, The top team with the best record in each league, the National and the American, get buys. The other two division winners get to pick their remaining 4 opponents. Like a division winner gets to pick out of the pool of 4. The other division winner gets to pick out of that pool of 3. And then the other 2 teams play off. Wait, what? That makes no sense. Now I understand you're doing it for this. And you're doing it for television. But for the love of God, what do you want? Do you want Major League Baseball to go into December? Because this is what it's turning into. I know that Major League Baseball is trying to get back on the national map. And they want to get more money. Because, let's face it, over the last 7 years, 7 consecutive years, attendance has gone down progressively over the last 7 years. And it's only going to get worse. Because nobody really wants to go to the ballpark no more. They don't want to spend 3 hours of their time at $100 a ticket. And then with food and beverage, that's another $30 a piece. So you're basically spending $320, or yeah, roughly about $250 to $300 to go to the ballpark for one day. Maybe if Major League Baseball was so smart, instead of paying these players, 300 something million or $400 million contracts, maybe, just maybe, why don't you bring the ticket sales down a little bit? Maybe, just maybe, I know teams are saving money. But why don't you give the fans a reason to come? Give the fans a good product. Because right now, as a whole, ladies and gentlemen, Major League Baseball is not giving the fans a very good product right now. They're not. As you saw with the scandal now, with the Houston Astros and what they're going through, and the Red Sox right now being investigated, Major League Baseball does not look very good right now. And there is a looming labor agreement coming up soon. Whether it be at the end of this year or the end of next year. And I believe TV contracts are coming up too for Major League Baseball. So that is going to play a role as well. And trust me, if Major League Baseball goes into a lockout or a strike, Major League Baseball might be dead. And I hate saying that, but if things don't change, not just from a player's perspective and a salary perspective, but from a fan's perspective, the product isn't going to be watchable anymore. It isn't. All right. Moving on to the NBA. The NBA, the All-Star break's coming up this weekend. So, kind of give a little mid-season evaluation right now. Right now, there are 3 teams in which can win a championship right now. Obviously, one are the Milwaukee Bucks, 46-7 right now. The best record by 6 games. With Giannis and his cast, that is a scary team. Do you know what the record is right now in the Eastern Conference against all Eastern Conference opponents? 28-3. Let me say that again. Against the Eastern Conference, all the games that they've played, they are 28-3. Yeah, that's good. The Lakers, obviously, LeBron, Anthony Davis, his cast, they've got 40 wins. They're really good. And then the Clippers. When Paul George and Kawhi Leonard are on the same floor, that team is 19-5. Here is the thing, and you have some other teams that are, up and down, and here's the thing. A team in which everybody's sleeping on right now, too, are the Philadelphia 76ers. Right now, they sit 5th in the East. 4th, 5th, same thing. Philly still has Joel Embiid. They have Ben Simmons. This is a good team. And a lot of people are sleeping on them. Oh, they're not that good. They're not. Everybody's focused on Giannis and what they're doing. Yeah, of course, it's really good. But is it too much too soon? And are they going to have enough gas in the tank to get to the finish line? Is my question. Same thing with the Lakers. Do they have enough gas in the tank to get to the finish line? The Clippers, they're load managing with Kawhi and Paul George. Sixers, load managing with Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons. Now, you're thinking, oh, well, what about the Celtics? Look, I'm not saying the Celtics aren't good. I think the Celtics might win a playoff series, but that's about it. They have a lot of big, they don't have that one key piece. They don't. You go out west, Denver, they're missing that one key piece. Dallas, that's a dangerous team out west. They can hang 40 and a quarter in a clip. Luka Doncic, one of the best players in the NBA. Now, I still think at the end of the day, it's going to come down to, can Giannis win the big one? Can he get to the finish line? Can LeBron James fulfill those big shoes that he's filling in LA? I still think at the end of the day and in the finals, it will still be the LA Clippers and the Philadelphia 76ers in the finals. I've stood by it. I'm going to stand by it until the end. I got a few minutes left. NFL news. Rumors are swirling about, first of all, Phillip Rivers gone from the Chargers. That's not the big story. There are rumors circulating about that Tom Brady is leaving the Patriots. Well, no kidding. Everybody is blatantly up and down saying that he's not leaving. Well, the media and everybody is saying that he is going to go to the Dallas Cowboys. Me being a Dallas Cowboys fan, yeah, that would be good. Have all those weapons at his disposal. I could see a Lombardi trophy, but that's only a 2-year gap. So what, you're going to trade Dak Prescott for Tom Brady straight up? No, that doesn't make any sense to me. What you're going to see happen, now free agency starts next month on March 18th. But according to sources, Tom Brady is going to leave the Patriots. That's according to some sources. Where he lands, we don't know. I will say this. Dak Prescott's not going anywhere. Dak Prescott's going to be the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. And if anything, they are going to franchise tag Dak Prescott this year. It's going to happen. They're going to pay Amari Cooper. They've already paid Zeke. Now, I think that Dak Prescott is going to get a franchise tag for 1 year. And then they're going to pay him the money. They're going to give him one more chance. If not, they're either going to cut the tie, or if he has a good year, then they're going to pay him a lot of money. But I just don't see Tom Brady fitting in with the Dallas Cowboys at all. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in to Simply Sports, February the 12th, 2020. Make sure you tune in to me on YouTube, Simply Sports with Andy Williams. Make sure you subscribe to the page. CATV 6, 1 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and 11 o'clock on the rebroadcast every Wednesday on Facebook Live. And for Michael Flint, Marshall Miles, Brian Oler, thank you very much for tuning in to Simply Sports. And 1, 4, 3.